And now, back to PTR Radio.
I made a little list of some of the things that you discuss. Bestiality, abortion, AIDS, Irishmen who drink, nuns, premature ejaculation, breastfeeding, and farts.
This is PTR Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. That's right. Those are the things that we talk about, although lately realized we haven't been talking about them nearly enough, which is a weird thing to say, but that's something that I've come to realize as I was updating our podcast feed, is that we have gotten a bit too serious, and that is just not us. So, no one should ever be able to say, those guys at PTR, they're really on the ball. They're really serious. That's a show that I, go to for my news, my source of political and, medical information, PTR Radio. No, we don't want that said, ever. So, we are getting back to our roots, back to the poo-poo caca jokes. That's right. No more politics. Poo-poo caca.
Poo-poo caca?
Poo-poo caca.
Caca?
Yes. You will see more appearances of Mr. Shathid. You will see more drinking. You will see more of what made us what we are. More of what went into over 15 years on the internet. Because we're all tired of the rest of the stuff. So this is what everyone really wants. So with that said, let's start off with a really funny story. I told the guys I was running a little bit late tonight, and I said I'll tell you why once we get on the air, but I want everyone to kind of find out at the same time. So again, bringing the funny to the show, I fell off a ladder on Saturday, and so that's why I'm working a little bit slower. Is a fall from 10 or 15 feet up in the air will do that to you. I'm not working nearly at 100% yet.
Okay, so several questions to go along with this. Number one, how high of a fall was it?
Like I said, it was about 10, 15 feet.
Okay, 10, 15 feet. What were you doing 10, 15 feet up on a ladder without some kind of supervision?
Actually, I did have someone there. They just weren't at the ladder. I was running a wire. I was running a
wire.
Mm-hmm. So they were feeding the wire, and I was going to be getting the wire mid-wall.
So this answers a question that many, many kids might have. No, if you start to fall and there's a wire in the wall, holding the wire, you cannot hold yourself up if you go like this really quick. It
Wile E.
doesn't work.
Coyote doesn't work. No.
So that's...
Yeah,
and what kind of wire was this?
This was an Ethernet wire. So I don't know what the tensile strength of an Ethernet wire is, but it wasn't going to be me. All right.
The tensile strength of an Ethernet cable, Cat 6 or Cat 6E. What kind?
It was
that
5.
Make a difference?
It's 5E. This is just a camera.
5E stranded or solid?
A solid core, of course.
Solid core. Okay. Well, either way, the tensile strength is a lot less than any of us could be supported by.
Yeah. So yeah, what happened was I was I had thought, I should really put this ladder in an A-frame, the safest configuration of a ladder. And then I thought, but that doesn't get me up high enough. No, I should flatten the ladder out because it's one of those, super ladders. The adjustable ones that you can do.
So you made it into like a scaffold?
No, I just made it into a flat, straight like extension ladder.
Okay, so you made it like a straight, okay.
Yeah, like an angled.
Yeah, straight, not flat. No, flat does not get you
up.
Well,
I mean, you know what I mean. It was like an extension ladder rather than an A-frame ladder. Okay?
Okay.
So Alina, I was smart. I'm like, okay, well, there's a toolbox underneath this ladder, and there's all kinds of other stuff. I should move that out of the way. I was thinking. So I moved that out of the way. What I did not anticipate was the painted concrete floor was slicker than I thought. And so the feet of the ladder decided that they did not want to adhere to the floor any longer. And so they went slippity-slidey out from underneath once I reached almost the top of the ladder. And so there is a set of racing stripes down the wall where the ladder started to slide, where I went, shit, this is not good. At which point, you reach a certain level, and then the ladder just goes, I'm not going to be a ladder anymore. And so then I end up falling on my right side, and then the ladder decides to fall on my left side. So I got it from both sides.
Okay, so the next question in the wonderful debate here is how much damage was actually done?
I amazed the doctor and the x-ray technician.
Okay.
No breaks, no fractures.
What kind of fun is that?
The kind where
Because you don't get the good drugs that way.
Well, I know. He sent me home said Tylenol, and I said I have better than that at home. So I took better than that at home, and yes, sorry, and so yes,
because I'm sure people are trying to comment in about this.
I'm sure.
And if we have new listeners, that's very.
Yep.
So
there you go. So
okay, so the
so yeah, but I do have a huge gash on my left leg where the ladder came down, because those ladders are not, it's not fiberglass. That's a heavy double aluminum ladder with steel pins, and right where it comes together, that's what got me. And then on my hip where I landed was also where my keys hung on my belt loop, which did not help. So I have I still have a bruise a week later.
Guys, I fell on my keys.
So
Al.
So I still have a large bruise. When I was in the doctor's office, he goes, "Oh, you're going to color up really nice."
That is never something you want to hear your doctor say.
No.
And listen, I've been playing hockey for almost 35 years. And I know, I've had enough bruises to know that if it's not bruised right away, it will be.
Oh, yeah. No,
and if it is bruised right away, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. See, my hip didn't get bad for 2 days. It was swollen like a softball, but it didn't bruise until after that started to go down. And then it was almost black. It was so purple.
I've had those.
And the problem is, that's the side I sleep on.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
So
the lesson here is stay off the damn ladders.
well, the lesson is always have someone holding the bottom of the ladder.
No, the lesson is there's always somebody smaller and lighter than you to go up on the ladder.
Well, see, he volunteered to go up the ladder, but I would feel horrible if he had gotten hurt. If I get hurt, it's on me. AJ, the oldest grandson, I would have felt horrible.
How old is he?
21.
He bounced back. He would have hit that ground and just bounced. Or he would have been some kind of like ninja. As soon as he started falling, he'd be like, okay, and he would have jumped and landed like a cat stance.
Superhero pose.
He would have been.
But
So,
yeah,
Maggie, for future reference, I have an 8-foot double-sided step ladder with a 375-pound duty rating.
oh yeah, no, my super ladder is rated for 375 pounds or something like that. So it's rated for my fat ass. I just, like I said, 9 times out of 10, I will put it in the A-frame configuration because that is safest, right?
Okay, so this time you tried to put it up on... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like an extension ladder, and it just slid out from underneath me.
You broke all the OSHA rules.
Yes, pretty much. I did what fat guys should not do.
There's no way to lash that ladder to something.
Yeah, so, so it could have been a lot worse, but at least I wasn't alone, which is not unusual for me to be alone when I'm doing ladder work, which it will be now. I am not going to do ladder work, especially that kind of ladder work, by myself. But that's why I'm running a little bit slower.
Listen, for the record, like, I won't even go up on my roof to put up the Christmas lights unless, Kim is out there or accessible.
Oh, no.
And you've seen my roof. It's one story.
Yeah.
And it's relatively flat.
Oh, no. I like I said, I amazed the doctor and the x-ray tech. The doctor came back after looking at the x-rays and says, I honestly do not know how you didn't break anything. He goes, It is a miracle. He goes, considering where you got hit and the bruising that I see now, I would have expected at least a hairline somewhere. He goes, plus, you didn't break an arm when you try, you didn't, like, he goes, normally it's a broken arm or it's a concussion because you bang your head or something. He goes, you got nothing. You got out of this, like, scot-free. So this is like your one out of jail card. You're not going to get this again, so be careful. so yeah.
So you've been on painkillers, no alcohol since then. Is that what you're...
Well, I've been on quite a bit of painkillers, yeah. I mean, I haven't overdone it because, I want to be respectful of the painkillers I have and not overdo it. But, yeah, last night was the first night when I was drinking, and I had, like, 3 of my ciders, and oh, boy, that was a trip. I hadn't felt that buzzed in a while. I mean, that was like, I hadn't drank a whole lot before the accident, and then having a whole, a week without anything at all. And I mean, not to sound like I'm a drunk or anything, but it hits pretty hard. So, yeah. Lower tolerance means cheaper nights.
You sound like the guy that goes and gives blood on New Year's Eve. This way he can get wasted quicker.
I have done that too. Give blood, and then that evening, pop a cider or, make a glass of whiskey or whatever. Go, well, I'm only having one tonight. I don't have to worry. They said to drink plenty of fluids, damn it. So, but now, of course, I'm getting barraged, or I had been before, but now it seems even more apparent by the blood bank because they want me to come in and donate. They're like, the life you save could be your own. And I'm like, you have no idea.
A lot of my blood turned into bruise. I got to let that...
Yeah. So, yeah.
Plus, I stopped at Hooters, so, a lot of the blood is just pooling up in another area.
Yeah, everything's below the waist right now, thanks. But yeah, it's actually pretty nice that I'm still working from home right now because, like, I can't stand to have, like, tough pants on, like jeans or dress slacks. So I'm wearing PJ pants today. Yay! I actually wore pajamas to work today. The rest of, the last week and this last weekend, I wore shorts when it was like 40 out. Because I couldn't stand anything to be next to my leg. Man. So
I put on sweatpants for the first time today. I've been wearing shorts before. I never go outside.
There's a guy on my team that shows up. It's 45 degrees before the game, and he's wearing shorts. I actually said to him, I said, "Do you own long pants?" This is ridiculous. All right, it's cold right now.
I DJ'd a Christmas party a few years ago, and I showed up in shorts and a T-shirt. And they're like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, listen, I'm setting up. I'm going to sweat like a pig. Why would I make it even worse in, dress pants and a dress shirt only to have to change again before we're done? So,
Don't worry, this is not the stuff I'm going to wear for the actual wedding.
Yeah.
The comments are not coming through on the thing. So I'm looking at I'm actually looking at the feed here.
Oh, okay.
Teresa writing in saying frozen veggies wrapped in a towel, big help. hip turned a blackish purple and went to my lower back. Took over 2 months to heal. I seized and fainted in the shower with the water running. Oh, wow. No, Gators, we are not going to start talking about pants. Sorry. Yeah, and I get that people love leggings and pajamas, and look, I try to wear my sweatpants as much as possible when I'm around the house, but I have also taken to this is how you know when you're getting old, people. When you start looking at the fabric content of jeans before you purchase them.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't have some kind of synthetic, stretchy type material as a percentage above 2 in the jeans, I don't buy them. One could say that I have Levi's version of jeggings because they have what they call all seasons tech in their jeans.
All right,
supposed
Mike.
to keep you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter.
Okay,
right. Now it looks like it's coming through. Okay, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, see, for me, I was reading about the working from home that said, "Oh, you should go ahead and dress up because that will help you, get into the right thing." I'm like, okay, everyone's just lucky that I'm not all day just wearing this thing.
Is that a Jesus jacket?
No, it's my
oh, okay.
Terry Path robe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can just be like this all day.
Listen, the answer there is 42. That's all you need to know. Yeah. I don't think you understand, Mr. Cognac, that the gentlemen above me are in Illinois, so they're not going to call you because you live in Jersey. Let's see what else we got. Yes, we're talking to. Okay, so we've pretty much
caught up there.
We're up to date here. And I apologize that messages were coming in. Now I can see it, so we'll now keep up on it.
Yep. So anyway, yeah. So that was my adventure, and then So the adventure doesn't end there. So I get that happened to me, and then Thursday I then get a message from my aunt saying that my grandfather, who lives in Missouri, may have just had an episode where the hospital thinks he has a bleed in his brain. And I'm like, come on, really? Really? I can barely walk. I'm walking with a cane. And now I need to get to Missouri. Luckily, they had at least transferred him to St. Louis, so it was a little bit closer than like the 3 hours to their house. So my wife drove me, and we went down there and saw him. And boy, we were the couple because she doesn't do well. Her back hurts, and her legs go to sleep on her for long periods of immobility. And then I'm limping, and so we both have canes hobbling down the hallway at the hospital.
Listen, if I ever get to that point, I am going to have a big old shaman walking stick. Like, what was his name? Titch in Crow had with it looked kind of like a pit, and he had the magical charms up top, and he was singing it to make Ergo the Magnificent turn back from a lion into Ergo. Okay. Nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. Did you guys ever see the movie Crow?
I saw the movie Crow, but like
Crow,
like Brandon Lee, right?
No, that's the Crow. Crow, Krull. Crow.
Oh, yeah. Crow. Okay, sorry.
I watched it with the I think either the Rift Tracks or the MST3K.
Yes, I watched Krull. I have the movie Krull. So
it would make complete and perfect sense that this was on Rift Tracks because it was a movie so horrible that it was good, and they actually had a video game after it. Like I remember, it was a video game at the bowling alley, and I used to love playing it with the glaive. But then there was that love storyline, and listen.
You're talking about this, right? Like that
No.
one? No, that's a different one. Okay.
You're going to make me try and find an image of this. All right.
I Googled Krull walking stick. So, you know.
I will find it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's a Planet of the Apes character with the same name. So.
What?
You may have ended up with that stuff.
All right.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It would definitely be something with quite a. I'm not doing a little cane, man. If I do, it's going to have a lion's head and it's going to conceal a sword. Why? Because zombies might. Just in case, I want to be prepared. Always have to be prepared for zombies.
I was a bit upset because I didn't have the steady cane, you know, with the 4 little things on the bottom. You know, I just had the regular,
No.
you know, like cane they give you for physical therapy. Nor did mine break down or anything, you know. But hey.
Oh, see, now you're just getting too fancy. You're trying to adapt Blink technology into your cane. That's what you're trying to do.
No,
cane.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, I remember that.
Seven canes all opening up at once. Sound like a damn ticket tape parade.
Yeah.
7 blind guys getting out of 3 cars while we're going places.
Do you mean the staff being held by the Cyclops?
Maybe.
It's like a metal with 3 prongs on top.
Let me see.
I don't know. But yeah, if I
that's a trident. No, that's not.
Okay.
Actually, if you
but I did decide if I need a cane, you know, long term, if I end up, you know, later in life once I'm older, hopefully this heals fine, but when I'm older, I am going to get a fancy cane. Now it's probably going to be like my reading glasses where I leave it somewhere. And I wish I hadn't gotten a fancy cane, where I wish I'd have gotten like the dollar cane, you know. But I would like a fancy cane, you know. I want like the amethyst crystal with the little mosquito inside of it cane, you know, from Jurassic Park. You know, I want one of those.
I'm thinking about it. Didn't Gandalf have a damn cane? Not that I want.
Gandalf had a staff. As you shall not pass.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I would use that too.
Yes.
As a
right,
with the pipe that docks in it.
But yeah, a cane with a secondary use, that would be cool.
Yeah, I was looking to see if anybody made a cane with attached reading glasses because that would be a funny picture, but I can't find
it. Big old tribal walking stick.
Yeah.
That sounds like a didgeridoo every time I walk. That's what I need. Why? Because look, if I get to the point where I need to use a cane to get around, I'm gonna be as obnoxious as hell about it. You put me on one of them scooters, I'm gonna have an air horn hooked up to it. All right, somebody gets in my way in Walmart. I don't care. At that point, I will not care.
My mom has a rollator that she uses when we're doing like Disney trips and stuff. And it lets her skip lots of lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rollator is like a walking frame, but it's the ones that have the wheels on the bottom of it. So that's a rollator. So you get a rollator, you attach some air horns to it, and away you go.
All about it. I'm all about it.
The best thing about a rollator, as far as I can tell, is that it also means that you're always pushing around a chair.
Yes. That is true. That is that is correct. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Okay, wait a second. So here is a cane that has an LED flashlight, a survival knife, and can also be used as a fishing pole.
Okay.
It's a survival cane.
I can one up that if I can get Slack to show up. This one also has a LED flashlight. Come on.
LED flashlight don't concern me because I'll have a headlamp, like a miner.
Okay. 11, 15. There we go.
This one has a mud tray, awl, screwdriver, whistle, 4 different pipes, 2 different knife tips, a bottle opener, a compass.
That's important. Bottle opener is important.
Yeah.
Because you always get that one guy who brings freaking pop top, not twist off beers, and nobody's got a bottle opener.
And a can opener. You know.
Important if you ever want beans or spam.
So, yeah, the one I just sent in shocks people with a stun gun with 1 million volts.
No. Listen, if I'm grumpy as it is. All right, I'm the guy who's all angry that people are putting up Christmas decorations already, and I'm angry because the radio stations are switching over to Christmas music. And what's the first song that I got to hear? Of course, that freaking Mariah Carey bullshit. So you're gonna give me a cane that I can stun people with?
Might as well have
that. Is a recipe for
it.
Disaster.
Yeah,
you might as well just. That might as well just you forward my home address. If I ever order one of these, I'm giving y'all my permission. Forward my address to cops because they're just going to want to follow me 24/7 because eventually I'm going to be the old man that gets arrested in Walmart for making people piss themselves by shocking them with my stun gun.
Okay, so Cops the TV show, not Cops Like the People, is what you're saying.
Whatever. If it's Cops the People, then you know what? Just make sure you know which officers were dispatched, so you can Oprah the body cam footage, and make it go viral. No, stop. Listen, okay. Let's just stop. Okay, let's just stop right now. Let's just talk about this because this is really starting. This is a very touchy subject. With
Jimmy
me.
Buffett Christmas music.
So here's my problem. All y'all, everyone who's like, oh, November 1st, it starts the Christmas season. For those of us that think Thanksgiving is one of the best holidays of the year because you get to eat like a fiend and it's not frowned upon at all, we hate you. You respect the fact that there is Thanksgiving in there. It is a holiday. We get a day or 2 days off for this holiday. So you have to respect the fact that there is a holiday before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And you're not by saying November 1st starts Christmas. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can start... Okay, so Christmas shopping in July, fine. You could start Christmas shopping in January. You could start Christmas shopping you could start the day after Christmas when you could be standing outside the store and say, oh, you're going to go return that? I'll tell you what, I'll give you this much money and you don't have to go wait in line. You know, you could do deals like that. Never thought of that, did you? Mm-mm. Buying stuff to save people from waiting an hour in the return line. No. That's how you get deals after Black Friday.
You know, and not only that, but we know that it's a Hallmark holiday, right?
Oh, gee, here we go. Mr. Hallmark Channel, 30 days of
it started
Christmas movies in 12 days.
Swear it started in like August.
It takes us 7 hours to film a 2-hour movie for Hallmark because we have to film so many Christmas movies for the year, and we have to have specific actors and actresses on retainer because they must be available 24/7 to shoot scenes for 3 different movies at a time. This is ridiculous.
Not only that,
Hallmark
but there was a rumor that Laurie Laughlin was back in the picture with Hallmark, but it got dispelled. She's on with another network, and so now there's an exodus of actresses from Hallmark to another network.
That's a lie.
No, it's not. There have been multiple actresses that have left Hallmark to go to the other network, which is bringing in Laurie Laughlin.
What's the other network?
I think it's like Up or something.
Oh, isn't Up the Christian channel?
I think so.
So, let me get this straight. Laurie Laughlin, the convicted
Cheater.
Was it a felony?
I think so. It was mail fraud.
Okay,
Yeah, so it was a felony.
So she found Jesus in order to get a movie deal with the Jesus Network. Yet Candace Cameron Bure, who is the brother of the largest religious pundit in Hollywood, Mr. Kirk Cameron, Mr.
Kirk Cameron Bure.
Mr. I have starred in 17 Left Behind movies.
Yes.
So at what point
she's on Hallmark.
Idea to say that that's not the channel she's going to.
Oh, what channel is she going to?
She's going to GAC.
Okay, GAC. Oh yeah,
what is GAC?
Great American Country.
Yeah.
It's the same people who brought you Going RV.
Great American
Country.
I never even heard of this
like
channel.
MTV, it's changed.
Yeah.
So it's no longer CMT.
Well, it was an offshoot of CMT when CMT stopped showing music. So okay, just like VH1 is to MTV, and then they had a spinoff of that. That's what GAC is to CMT. CMT stopped showing music, so that went to GAC, and then GAC stopped showing music, so there's no music because there's YouTube. But GAC is like Going RV, Living Alaska, Laurie Laughlin's House of Christmas.
So
and that channel
what the heck kind of budget did?
So big money. Big money, no whammies. Owned by Discovery.
Owned by who?
Discovery. MTV
for rednecks.
Hey,
okay.
I like Going RV. I guess that says something about me.
Yeah, but see, it's hard for me to distinguish rednecks to a specific channel when MTV has a show called Floribama Shore.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've seen enough. I've only seen commercials for it, but it's enough to make me say, that's about as redneck as you get.
So
this is if Jersey Shore slept with all Jersey Shore, is what it appears to be.
All right. We're going to do something we haven't done in, I don't know, 10 years.
I respect country
music. We like both types of music, country and Western. So we're good with that. All right. We're going to do something we haven't done in over 10 years. We're going to do a Mad Lib.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right.
All righty.
I need a Christmas character.
Abominable.
Abominable.
Oh, I like Abominable. That's good.
I need an occupation. Colin, you're up.
Yeah, I figured it was just easier to alternate.
Yeah, we'll just alternate.
Okay, that works. I want to go with Cobbler.
Cobbler. Wow, that is... I need a color. Mike?
Chartreuse.
An animal.
Teresa,
Colin.
I'm getting yours, but the delay. It's come. I'm sorry. Teresa's answering these, but
I need an animal. Colin.
Let's go with a warthog.
Warthog.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. This next one, Teresa, go ahead. You give us.
Adjective.
You're gonna answer this next one.
Adjective.
You're gonna give us an adjective, and we'll skip over.
Okay.
When it comes in, I'll give it to you.
I need another occupation.
Oh, I'm getting both occupations? Then let's go with...
Yep, go ahead.
Mountie.
Mountie? Item of clothing, Mike.
Banana hammock.
A verb ending in ing, Colin.
Fishing.
I need a big corporation, Mike.
Goliath National Bank. Teresa, I need an adjective. Feel bad, like.
All right, I need a number, Colin.
42.
Another color, Mike.
We'll use orange. Teresa gave me orange before. We'll use orange.
Okay. I need a plant, Colin.
Wait, are we using orange for the adjective?
For the color.
No. She didn't give me an adjective yet.
I need a plant,
Okay,
Colin.
gotcha. Plant. Let's go with a Venus flycatcher.
Venus flytrap. And I need another number, Mike.
I so don't want to be that guy, but
Just 69.
I'm gonna be that guy. 69.
All right. Did we ever get an adjective?
We did not, so Colin, go ahead.
Adjective. Let's go with loopy.
Loopy. All right. So
Loopy.
here is the here is the summary for the Hallmark Christmas show, A Christmas in INN Love. All right. It was Christmas Eve, and Blake Tinsel had traveled home to Abominableville from a big city job as a cobbler in New York to help with the family bed and breakfast, the Chartreuse Warthog Inn. The Tinsels wanted the kids to take over someday, but Blake's loopy career was everything. There were plenty of reservations, but Blake had one other love. But in walked Hans, the local Mountie, dressed in a banana hammock covered in snow. Hans was there to help with the annual fishing challenge to save the inn from being bought by Goliath National Bank. But a snowstorm just rolled in and dropped 42 feet of snow. Would all the guests still arrive? All flights were canceled and seemed like Christmas and the challenge would be too. But one flight made it through. A man with an orange beard in a red suit appeared with a check for $69. Enough to save the inn. Hans embraced Blake under the Venus flytrap. This was home. Maybe Blake would check into a life at the inn after all, and with Hans.
Love how this was a politically correct or progressive.
Yes, it was a
Hallmark.
progressive Hallmark movie.
Mad Lib.
They're getting much better, much more progressive as they go along. So,
I gotta
Wasn't
say,
it last year?
a Mountie named Hans works very well.
yeah.
Wasn't last year the first year that they had like a
gay couple
gay-
as like
yeah.
a side character.
No, I thought that
It was not the main character. It was not the main character. We decided it was a side character that they were way too advertising. Yes, we.
Okay.
We read the description. I think my wife even watched the movie and decided, yeah, no, they had like 10 minutes of screen time.
Oh no, we're thinking of different movies then.
Oh, okay.
Because it was one where like the guy came back from New York. He was to run the ranch, and the main ranch hand was gay, and they fell in love.
Are you sure you're not
Kim
thinking of
made me watch
Brokeback
this,
Mountain?
and I'm pretty sure it's not Brokeback Mountain because Kim made me watch this.
I mean, it had cowboys.
Listen, I had a couple of drinks, and next
Were you
thing I know,
watching-
I'm watching Hallmark. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Were you watching
Bad enough
Hallmark
you got me watching Hallmark.
or ABC Family? Because ABC Family super progressive.
Ooh, that's a good it may have been, or that's Freeform now, right?
Yeah,
Now
I think so. Yeah.
I got to go to the web.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they've had it. So yeah. Anyway, moving. We'll figure out. We'll get you the gay update as far as Hallmark is concerned here shortly. But until then, speaking of entertainment, I don't know if you guys have watched Red Notice yet.
No.
It came out on Netflix. If not, I think we should go ahead and I know you'll consider it a real movie, but I think we should add it to the list for the next show. But Ryan Reynolds is in it, as is Gal Gadot, and as is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And I believe I'm remembering Gal is the correct pronunciation because I heard Ryan say it in a press conference. So I'm gonna go with what Ryan Reynolds says.
Is Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Yes, there's a
Gadot.
T in there. Yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
so I won't talk
And
about the movie. Go ahead.
Just for the record, it was a Lifetime movie. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Lifetime also progressive.
The Christmas setup.
Ah, yes. So anyway, I won't talk about the movie, but I will talk about Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds has been pretty hot lately, right? So he had Free Guy, then he had Red Notice, and I think he's got another one coming out here shortly too. He's been very busy. He's been putting out blockbusters for a while now. And so it was interesting to see this on the newswire. Yahoo is reporting that Ryan Reynolds has announced that he's going to be taking a break from acting, and he will be, post Spirited, starring Will Ferrell and Octavia Spencer. That's going to be the next movie out that comes out in Christmas, and he's going to be taking a break. So that he can enjoy time with his Blake Lively, his wife, and his 3 young daughters, because as he says, that's time you don't really get back.
You know what? Good for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He is.
I give him full applause on that.
Yeah, he says he's just trying to create a little bit more space for his family and time with them. Now, he takes them on the road with him a lot of times when he goes to film. But he goes, it's not quality time. It's not, the same when I'm being called on set or when I'm having to rehearse lines or whatever. And coming from a family with 3 boys, which he's the youngest of 4. He said he was, from the interview that I was watching this morning, he said, he was very nervous to have all girls. Now he wishes he had boys because girls are so much worse. He was, but yeah, he said that he's just, he wants to take a break. He's not going to be completely out of the picture. Obviously he's got, so he's got multiple companies. So he's in charge of a football team, soccer. He's still, largely involved in the gin company. He is, he's got Mint Mobile. He's got lots of things still going on, so he's not going to be out of the public spotlight. It's not like he's not pulling a Rick Moranis, right? He's not going to be totally gone out of there, but he's going to concentrate on the family more, which is totally understandable.
And he's still got his production company, Maximum Effort.
Yeah.
So he'll still be involved, or he'll still have that foot in the Hollywood world.
Yeah,
and I'm sure
let's
the
be real,
moment
okay?
Disney greenlights Deadpool 3, he'll be there.
Well, and they've already talked about a Free Guy 2.
He will be on vacation with the family, throwing his daughter up in the air, in the ocean. Phone will ring, or text message will come off. Apple Watch. Green light on Deadpool 3. Sorry, honey.
Blake, you got this? Cool. Later.
Listen, this is the moneymaker right here. Okay. We've only got so much time while I can fit into that suit.
Yeah. So it was so it's cool. Michael Caine took a rest to obviously Ryan's not the first one. Michael Caine took a rest to bring up his family. Didn't hurt his career. Other people have done it before, so this isn't unique in Hollywood. Like we said, I'm sure that he's going to
it's funny.
definitely, still be around.
Because you mentioned, he's not pulling a Rick Moranis. And it's funny how he got Rick Moranis to appear in a Mint Mobile commercial. Mm-hmm. And part of me has to wonder, did he talk to Rick during that commercial shoot? And maybe that's what planted the seed, like, hey, once I'm done filming my contractually obligated movies right now, I'm going to take that break.
Well, it could be. I mean,
before it's too late.
Rick's situation was a little bit different, right? Rick Moranis lost his wife. Yeah. And so that's why he took off. So I said that kind of tongue in cheek, right? Totally understandable that he took that time and raised his kids. Because who else was going to do it?
No. Nobody's blaming Rick for taking the time off. I'm just saying. I'm wondering if a conversation there, even though it was different reasons. Like, listen, because your time is not guaranteed.
Well, no, and you look at it, and the time that Rick left, he was one of the hottest things. He had done Ghostbusters. He'd done Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean, he was on his way up, right? And he was one of those comedic. Yeah, he was one of those comedic actors who could do anything. He was exploring his range, just like Ryan Reynolds has, And so his trajectory was nowhere going but up, and it is totally conceivable that they had a discussion, and Rick said, "Hey, listen. Don't burn yourself out, reaching for the stars. Remember everybody that's still down below and, the quality time that you have." I mean, totally understandable. I hadn't thought about it, Mike, but that's a great observation there, so.
And I'm sorry, I'm going through because I actually just watched a video recently on YouTube that was, in my opinion, was the pinnacle of Rick Moranis. And unfortunately, I have to scroll through a whole bunch here because YouTube launched Shorts, which is kind of like Instagram Reels, which is to compete with TikTok videos, right? Mm-hmm. And the minute you watch any of them, they show up in your watch history.
Yeah.
So I had to go and just delete all of that. So this is an animated, because it was originally just an audio album. So I don't know if we can actually play this, but this, to me, was the pinnacle of Rick Moranis' career. And this is the only acceptable pre-Thanksgiving playable Christmas song.
Let's see if I can get it. Let's see here. May have to play it over here.
And somebody was brilliant and did an animated video of it. If you can't play it,
it's our Christmas part of the album, and you can play this at your Christmas party.
Playing through?
Or to yourself on Christmas
we are probably going to get a copyright notice for this.
Good day, eh?
Yeah.
In case you thought I wasn't on this part.
Oh,
I will.
Considering the person who did it is Science Finds God, I doubt they were the original player. But I'll tell you what, we'll just do that much, and we will post it on our Facebook page.
I will post it on the Facebook page right now for those who want to watch it.
So, I was looking to see if there was any chat between Ryan and Rick Moranis that had, if he had said anything about that, but I don't see anything regarding that. But, they're both Canadian, so it wouldn't surprise me. If they bonded over several things while filming that little commercial.
Which is an excellent commercial.
Yeah, it was a great commercial. Was a good commercial. So in other celebrity news, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that People's 2021 Sexiest Man Alive has been awarded And, it's not a terrible surprise. Went to Paul Rudd.
Fake announcement.
Fake announcement? No, not a fake announcement. Paul Rudd. I mean, Paul Rudd, we've decided here on the show, Paul Rudd is 100% the Highlander. So I see Mr. Shathid has graced us. So Mr. Shathid, what do you think of the announcement that Paul Rudd has been named the 2021 Sexiest Man Alive?
Give standard disclaimer before Mr. Shathid speak, please.
So Mr. Shathid, the opinions of Mr. Shathid do not necessarily represent the opinions of PTR Radio or any of the hosts. Mr. Shathid is his own opinion and, cannot be taken with any grain of truth, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness. Mr. Shathid is purely a fictional character which we've created to epitomize stupidity. Mr. Shathid?
Also, put the children to bed.
Yes.
This is bullshit.
All right, and who do you think should have been awarded Sexiest Man Alive?
Not Paul Rudd.
Not Paul Rudd. Why
Paul
not?
Rudd is hiding scientific discovery from the world. He found quantum realm for real. Has not aged in 25 years. Looks the same.
I'll admit,
So
he does.
this is bullshit.
He does seem to have a youthful appearance. Evidently, him and Jennifer Aniston use the same moisturizer. It's. I don't know where, they got it from, but they do seem to have
Michael
this.
Douglas testicles. Where they get it from?
That's really
On set of Ant-Man 2.
okay.
Quantumania.
Okay. I didn't know that.
That's why Catherine Zeta-Jones looks so young.
Okay.
I do not believe. Can we define what make sexy?
Well, actually, there was a lengthy episode of the Tonight Show with Stephen Colbert that went into what made sexy. He ran him through a gamut of tests. What it looks like.
He no eat no meat. He vegetarian.
Oh, I mean that does have a negative side effect to it. No, because he was eating salmon when he was trying. So he's
Okay.
obviously not a
He
vegan.
pescatarian.
Yeah.
He no eat chicken wings. He ate fried cauliflower on hot ones.
That isn't sexy. That's
It's
not
disgusting. Again, cauliflower is the turkey of the vegetable world. Turkey tried to be every other meat. Cauliflower tried to be everything else. Cauliflower pizza crust, cauliflower mashed potato, cauliflower wings, cauliflower, get the fuck out of the world. None of cauliflower.
Well,
Look like stupid white brain.
now wait a second. Paul Rudd, now, he did ask for vegan wings on hot ones. I assume that's what you mean by saying that he's, vegan, right? Or vegetarian. But he's never
No,
actually...
Mr. Shitade only say on hot ones he not eat vegan wings. Of course, that's what I say.
Well, I mean, he's never officially said that he was vegetarian. I mean, he said he's just trying to be better.
Eat more meat.
So the key to
Save the planet by getting rid of the cows. We discussed this already.
Yeah,
Eat the cows, less methane.
What if we just made the cow smaller? And only made them big when we make the cows smaller. Then once we butcher them, we just make that meat bigger.
Okay, so if he share quantum realm with world
Yep.
instead of being selfish, keeping to himself, this could happen.
Yes.
But no, he just manipulating vote.
So you're saying that somehow Paul Rudd has stolen the election of the sexiest
No,
one.
we don't know. That's political. No.
Okay.
What I say is he go back in time and he influence peoples.
So-
Make them watch movies that nobody see, but he look young.
So what you're saying is he generated fake news to get himself to be the sexiest
No,
man.
that's political again. Stop that.
Okay.
Habamagula.
Did
But this is almost as stupid, Mr. Shafee.
Mhm.
According to that episode of Hot One, he's just trying to cut down on meat and does Meatless Monday.
Now, question. How you, Colin, you watch British shows, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Sheted, no hold that against you. I have respect for you. But there was guy who on British talk show, was very drunk and talked about Veggie Mondays. And no one in Britain knew what the fuck you're talking about. Chris something, guy, IT crowd, who, O'Dowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chris Dowd, yes.
Got very drunk on live TV.
So
you go find clip on all four.
It's
Mama Blair-esque. Do smaller cows mean in actual less methane? No, it's concentrated.
Really?
Smaller cows mean more small, mean more gas.
What if we put the smaller cows inside lighters and use them?
How you spark by cow's asshole?
I'm just.
I don't think Elon Musk suddenly brain going.
Listen, I'm just the idea man.
Elon Musk suddenly saying.
It's the details.
You can't make the cows that small. You could make them slightly larger, and then you can use them to replace bagpipes.
All right, so I haven't. So here, I'm going to show you some pictures, Mr. Shathid, and we'll just see. We'll prove your theory about the quantum realm. Okay. All right. So
no.
So that's Paul Rudd. All right. And that's Paul Rudd.
That's Paul Rudd. Yes, Paul Rudd look like geeky friend invite to party.
And that's Paul Rudd.
Slightly less geeky friend, better rest.
And that's Paul Rudd. All right. And
his head look huge.
And that's Paul Rudd.
He spent lots of time with Jennifer Aniston.
And that's Paul Rudd. And
he looked same. Different hair.
Sometimes he doesn't shave as much.
Well, I think he changed into a certain year.
And then 2017, he lost some weight. You notice there's not as much around the chin.
There, Paul Rudd looks sick. Look like he going reverse puberty. Maybe he Benjamin Button.
And there's Paul Rudd. And there's Paul Rudd. And then there's Paul Rudd. And so, you know,
he's clone.
Go back to 2012.
So 2012.
Yes, because I argue that he stopped aging in 2012.
That's when he find quantum realm.
No, I disagree, Mr. Shathid. 2012 is the year Dick Clark died.
Oh, Dick Clark passed torch to Paul Rudd.
So yes,
Paul Rudd miscalling Instead of Ant-Man should have been hosting instead of Ryan Seacrest.
I think just about anybody should be hosting other than Ryan Seacrest, but that's...
Yes. Well,
Mr. Shitade must... We digress for a second.
yes.
Ryan Seacrest and Lucy Hale and Jenny McCarthy, possibly most painful hosts to watch on Dick Clark's New Year's Eve specials, including year Dick Clark showed up sick, and everyone had that oh moment.
They should have called Brian Dunkelman.
They Mr. Shitade, biased, but think PTR Radio should host New Year's Eve.
We do host New Year's Eve
No, on ABC.
on ABC. Yes.
Show up and kick Ryan Seacrest off scaffold.
Off the scaffolding.
Go back American Idol. We go find Kelly and do morning show. Go in.
We could. We could do that.
Go kiss Kardashian ass to make production.
Could be. We could do big TV. We could do big TV. We could do little TV. You know? We could do satellite. We
could do Wayne's World
cable
type show.
Yeah, we could do it all. We could do it all right from here. Because the sad part is other people do it worse than we do it and get paid. Well, I could just leave it right there. Get paid. All right? Because we don't. So, never have we ever gotten paid.
I don't pay. Mike doesn't pay. Shaggy pays.
Yeah, we operate at a loss. So, you know. All right.
And we no give box or randomness no more.
No. Nope, we sure don't.
It's time for a new game.
Yes, it is time for a new game. All right, thanks, Mr. Steed. All right, so we did this on the last show, and it was a huge success, so I think we're going to do it again. We're going to break out the game called Full of It. Full of It.
I bought that game, by the way.
I never come up with any answers. Woo!
You did buy it, Mike?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. Have you played it yet with anybody?
Well, Kim and I when it arrived, Kim opened it up, and we just stood there. I thought we were going to be answering questions, but no, it turns out I was answering questions. She was asking them, so it worked out well.
She was interrogating you, is what you're saying.
She showed me the cards, so I knew she was asking me. You know, she wasn't pulling a Marie Barone, making up her questions to
so
find out how Deborah really feels about her.
So she should just rename it. How well do I know Mike, or what has Mike been hiding?
I don't hide anything. Just got to ask the right questions to get me to tell you.
All right. Okay. Well, that's... Boy. I'm trying... as always...
Okay, so while you're looking, this came in while Mr. Shitade was here, basically saying, not a surprise, not a very good choice. Mama Blair, I want to know, who do you think people's sexiest man should have been? I want to know. From a female's opinion, I want to know who the sexiest man should have been. That's what I'm asking our listeners right now. Mama Blair, Teresa, let me know.
Okay. Possibly. That could do that one. All right. So I'm trying to find several for. Okay. Yeah. Those might be good. 3 good ones for Colin. All right. So. So Colin, 1, 2, or 3.
Middle.
All right. What is the longest you have gone without a shower and why?
Oh, 4 days, maybe. Because I was camping.
Did the camping place not have a shower room? Most camping places have a shower room.
It's just, sometimes when you're camping, you just don't care.
Sometimes when you're camping, you just want to stink so everybody can smell your musk.
In general, I do not go very far with that between. My hair refuses to listen to anybody other than a shower. So
Okay.
if I do not take a shower every day, my hair just kind of goes everywhere and refuses to do anything else.
So you get permanent bedhead, is what you're saying.
Yes. I actually, even like taking a hairbrush to this hair as it is would make it go crazy on me. But I also never put any product in my hair because I don't like stiff hair on my head. So, yeah, I think maybe 3 or 4 days, probably because I was camping. That's about the best I can come up with.
All right. We already did that one. All right. Mike, I don't remember if we did this one or not, but what is the most unusual place you've ever had sex?
Okay, you actually read that one to Colin last time, and I don't think Colin had an answer for it.
No, I don't think
most
he
unusual
actually
place. I'm assuming this is with another person, right?
I think you have to clarify if you're going to talk about a solo exhibition. So, I believe the intent of the question is, with someone else. But if you would like to talk about your solo expeditions, feel free.
Well, I get solo. Well, why the hell not? I don't know. So there's a nude gentleman's club in New Jersey that is well known. It's a juice bar, so they don't serve alcohol. And the way that
Okay, wait a second. Hold on.
So
I need a clarification. Is it a nude club for gentlemen, or is it a nude club of gentlemen?
It's a strip club. It's a strip club.
Thank you.
But
I just
the way
want a
the law is
clarification.
written in New Jersey.
If you're seeing Chippendales or if you're seeing, regular run-of-the-mill strippers. I had to ask because the way you phrased the question, I didn't know.
The way the law is written in Jersey is if they do not serve alcohol, then you only have to be 18 to go in, and they can go full nude.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was 18 years old, a buddy of mine and I used to go to this place. It's called the Go-Rama. Anybody in New Jersey knows about the Go-Rama. All right? Because the fact that it's still there is even scarier. So I had a buddy that used to just call me up. I'd be like, hello. And I wouldn't even, no hello. He'd just say, Rama. Just like that. I'd be like, I'll see you there. I hang up and go. That's it. So one time, I'm driving home by myself. And, well, we'll just leave it. We'll end the story there.
We'll just say the urge hit you. So, all right, yep.
18 years old, yeah, that's... So, okay, so we got somebody, Teresa saying that one, and I'm not going to read them, because if you're not watching the video, if you're just listening to the podcast, you're missing out.
Yeah.
So, we're going to leave some suspense. You want to hear what some of the other listeners say? Colin, I'm sorry, I have no idea what that is. Now, as far as the answers to the sexiest man question, so
okay, that would have been a good one. So
that would have been right.
Yep.
Apparently, of our female listeners tonight, it's kind of unanimous. I don't think Mr. Shathade has enough exposure to be
no
to be People Magazine's
think we need a little bit.
Sexiest Man.
Need a few more subscribers for that to happen, I believe.
And every issue sold must come with a bottle of tequila at that point, because that's about the only way it's going to happen.
All right. So then my turn. No, not those. Because it's lame. Let's see here. Nope, never told one of those. Question was, what was the biggest lie you ever told to get out of a date? It was too desperate for dates. Never told a lie. Nope, haven't been caught committing any crime, so not that one. Oh, okay, I can answer this one. What's the most impressive piss you've ever taken? All right. You wouldn't think this would be much of a story, but it is. All right.
Oh, boy.
So I was...
Many of your stories are bathroom stories, so yeah, it's not that surprising.
Sorry. So, well, this one actually doesn't take place in a bathroom, surprisingly enough. You would think that it would, but it doesn't. So we were... myself and a bunch of other Boy Scouts, along with a few leaders, were in New Mexico at the large Boy Scout camp out there called Philmont. And we had been hiking for several days. This is one of those trips where you pack everything that you need on your back and you go out in the wilderness for 10 days and you hike 50 miles or so. And so we found this ledge on the side of basically a cliff that had about, I don't know, 1.5 foot wide, ledge where you could walk out onto it, and you basically were facing this open range that you could see for miles. But your back was up against the cliff, and so we were all there. All right. We were all standing there, and someone made the comment, wouldn't it be cool to pee? Well, my, 15-year-old brain at the time, I believe, said, yeah, it would. So I whipped it out and I started peeing. And that's when the wind kicked up right into the side of the cliff. And I basically gave the entire group a golden shower.
Wow.
Because you can't just stop. You can't just turn it off. So that was probably the most impressive one that I've ever done. By far the most public. So yeah. Yeah, that was probably mine. All right, Colin. So which one? One or two?
1, 2. I have no idea which one's which.
All right. Which of the 10 commandments have you broken the most?
Ten Commandments.
Colin is suddenly looking up the 10 Commandments. I can't blame you. I would have to do the same thing.
I would
define one that
I know shall not kill and shall obey mother and father. Beyond that, I'm going off of
shall not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah, that one. Okay, I know that one. But other than that, I know that's it. Thou shalt not self-incriminate. I don't know. What the other ones are.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just going to go with the part about just coveting, anything that anybody else has. I mean, that's. Ooh, I want that. Yes.
So. So any idea, Colin, of the top ones? Which one maybe you've broken the most?
No, that's what I said, the covet.
The covet thy neighbor's wife? Really? That's the one?
No, the other.
Oh, the possessions. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the possession. I'm like, wait a second. I don't know your neighbors, but I haven't seen them out in the yard at least. But all right. Let's see here. That is well, we'll go with that one. All right, Mike. This one you have years of experience with, I'm sure. All right.
Oh, Christ.
There's probably an endless number of stories you could pick from, but I'm going to ask you for just one. All right. What is the grossest thing you've ever seen your dog do?
The grossest thing I've ever seen my dog do. Well, as simple as this is going to sound, and it's not just one time or one dog. I've seen it happen many times. I do not understand for the life of me why any dog would want to eat poop.
I agree.
Be it cat poop, be it the other dog's poop, be it their own poop. I don't understand it for the life of me. And I never will. I never will.
No, and I don't know about your dogs, but mine can't turn around fast enough. Like they want that hot meal.
No. So it is the least common variety is their own. But so the one dog, we used to sit there and just watch while one of the other ones poop, like looking at it,
just waiting,
and you'd see her just sitting there looking at it, and like,
just going,
"What are you doing?"
Oh,
and then,
I can see DoorDash down the road.
And I'd be right there with the scooper, and I'd just pick it right up. I'm like, ha ha ha. And we come inside, and she starts sniffing that same dog's butt. And I'm like, no, no, no. What are you trying to get ice cream right from the dispenser? That's not happening. Get out of here.
Kitchen's closed, my friend. Kitchen's closed.
I just don't understand it. I never will. I'm not. I gave up trying. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some animals, it makes sense. I mean, guinea pigs, for example, that's actually part of their digestive system. They have to, but
okay.
Yeah, dogs
right. So something like that makes sense. I think rabbits are similar.
Yeah.
They're
right. Yeah.
So that kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. I don't know which level we're at here. One of them, but that makes sense. And I understand some animals in the wild, like wolves, might do that because they don't want to leave any kind of scat that might attract predators or signal prey that they've been there. I understand in the wild that I'm talking domestic freaking animals that have never lived outside, never had to want for a meal, get fed well, and still going after poop. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
No. All right. So, let's see here. I have no idea which one of these two I'm going to pull because I've got two that I thought would work well. So we'll go this one. Oh, okay. Name a fictional character you've had impure thoughts about. All right. That one should be pretty easy and self-explanatory. All right. So, the easiest one is Velma from Scooby-Doo. All right. There's Rule 34 applies to that one. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
So, let's be clear.
The over 18 version.
No, see, then you're cheating. Velma, the character applies to the original Scooby-Doo cartoon, not the porn parody version that you're thinking of.
I was even thinking of the movie version, the regular kids movie version.
I don't care what version you're thinking of. It's got to be the original.
Well, even then, she was still nerdy cute, which was up my alley.
Okay. I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah, and if you want to go with a close second, it would be even. Now, granted, she's fictional, so there's no way that it would ever, she's not real, but it would be probably like Kim Possible. She was
See,
like
I'm thinking-
junior in high school.
I'm
Who were you thinking? No, go ahead.
I got two in mind. If we're going around that, Mrs. Incredible
Okay, that's a good one.
and Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, see, I was thinking,
I'm very concerned that we're talking about we're only talking about cartoons here. So let's just clarify that right now we're only speaking of cartoons. I don't want you to think that we're not considering
like Morticia
fictional-
Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise,
Elvira.
Yeah. So when somebody says
Even though she's
fictional
lesbian
character
now,
to
but-
me, I instantly think cartoons because I know that they're not real.
Well, no, because Chun-Li from Street Fighter, if you go
true.
back to the horrible movie, that's a fictional character, or Sonya Blade from the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Kick my ass, but I probably like it.
try and pick
Go.
her up at a bar. Prince Eric from the Little Mermaid is someone that Teresa says. Sorry, I forgot we weren't reading those out, but yes. So at least we weren't the only ones thinking cartoons. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not. I just Whenever I think of whenever I think of fictional, I think of cartoons for some reason. But, all right. So that is full of it for tonight. They're gonna have to.
What
come
was
up
that
with,
last card again for me, Shaggy? Just curious.
What was the last card? What is something you misunderstood about sex as a teenager? I didn't know if you'd have an answer to that one or not, but I thought
I'm not sure I have an answer to that one now.
I'm sure that we all misunderstood something, if not as a teenager, as a preteen. Going into late elementary, middle school, we all heard things.
Too many wrong roads to go down with that question. What was my last question?
I don't know. Yours and mine, I was picking up from the deck and just, grabbing them because I figured that you and I were easy enough. We could pick anything. Collins, I was kind of cherry picking a little bit just so that I knew that he had an answer.
Okay.
But there's another set of games that I'm looking to get because we're starting to kind of run out of those cards a little bit that are along the same lines. So there's also a game called it's not really Ask the Internet like the Barstool ones that we have, but it's a percentages game. So I give you a statistic and you have to guess the percentage, and whoever is closest without going over wins the point. So it's kind of cool. I thought it was nifty.
So, side note, Kim and I were watching Price is Right the other day, and I actually caught myself cursing at the TV, saying, "There it is, the $1 D-bag. There he is."
Yeah, I have caught myself.
Somebody was up there, and that's all she was guessing.
Yeah,
literally, your guess. And I think the last time Drew was even like, "Your guess, $1, right?"
Yeah,
$2.
Yeah, this is this.
I wonder if anybody's ever actually done that.
This game is
because
called
$1 is usually the last one.
This game is called Shit Happens, and it's there's a misery index, so it gives you.
It happens? Oh no! Not misery index.
And so it gives it's not based on. I don't think it's based off of that, but it's like, okay, here's the situation. Explosive diarrhea every time you orgasm. What's the misery index of that?
What?
0 to 100. How horrible is it?
Well, I guess it depends on I get. It's almost time for. We got one more story, maybe.
Yeah, we got one more story. We can. Do we want to talk about signs of wealth, or do we want to talk about the competition, the frat competition?
Well, if you think we can do the frat competition without, I'm curious to see how you think we can do this without getting too serious. But
all right. So there now, this article just came out, but this is not a new concept. All right, Mike, even you said this is something that's been around for a while that you knew about under a kind of a different name, but this large. What did they call her? She was a plus size model, I think is what they called her. Came out and posted an Instagram story reacting to her discovery of a sex competition that some fraternities engage in called hogging. Okay. Now, by the way, we are no way endorsing this. We think that it's a horrible thing and that, it shouldn't be done. But just so that you know, it's been around, according to Urban Dictionary, since at least 2003. So this is not something which is new. It is a horrible thing to do, and it's defined by Urban Dictionary as a competition usually between a group of men that involves going to a bar, frat, house party, where participants go with the direct intention of hooking up with the largest girl at the party. The guy who bags the largest girl wins. All right? Now, of course, despicable, thing that are done by a bunch of frat bros, I'm sure, that, are all named Chad and, have no excuse, right? Their daddy's money is buying them friends in this frat house. So we all know the type, right? We know the people that would do this, all right? Their real girlfriend's name is Buffy, and, they go to the country club on the weekends. It's just a terrible excuse, and their football scholarships paid for, that kind of thing. They carved Keystone Light into their door. Those kind of people. You can envision the kind of people I'm talking about,
really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just saying those are the type of people. You don't have it inscribed on your door. I actually went to college with a guy who carved it into his dorm closet door. This is the same guy that was also a diabetic and decided that doing the Century Club was a good idea. All right.
Well,
so anyway, I thought, all right, this is obviously reprehensible. It can't be, excused or anything. It's a horrible idea. All right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And understand the outrage behind it. Don't know why it took so long to get popularized and exposed. And I'm sure this isn't the first time that it has been. But I got in my mind thinking, all right, so these are like the frat party guys that are doing this, the Todds and the Rods and the Chads, right? All right, the guys with the Porsches and the BMWs and they're the good-looking guys who are going out there and picking up the girls, and they're the ones who have these types of dumb competitions, right? And so I'm thinking, what if this was Bizarro World, where it was the other way around, right? Where it was the good-looking chicks that were doing a hogging, right? It was the sororities of the Buffys and the Mitzies and, those who were high society chicks and who were going after, I'm just going to use myself as an example. All right, the chubby fellows.
This was actually a subplot point in Last Action Hero, was it not?
I don't remember that movie well enough to tell you the truth.
Where Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter, played by Brigitte, she's married to Pete Sampras now, Sonya Blade, again.
Mm-hmm.
The kid shows up at the front door. She's supposed to kiss him because he's all nerdy and skeezy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there has been the reverse. A lot of it, I guess, depends on your social construct or what have you. Yeah. But
I'm just wondering, would the guys complain? I'm not excusing it. I'm not, saying there's any time for. I'm just saying, in Bizarro World, would the guys? I'm sure there would be a lot of guys
Okay.
who have fragile egos, right? Who would be upset at this. But in general, guys are pigs, right? I mean, guys
This is true.
are horrible, and
But
as
you-
long as
okay,
they're
so
getting
you
some,
were-
they don't care.
So you did leave off in the description a big part of hog, which was that they don't actually finish the act. Everybody else comes running into the room and starts oinking at the victim and gets them to run away.
So this ties into the version that a guy I used to know told me about when he was young. Now he was older than I was, so this is going way even further back.
Yeah.
And I feel a sneeze coming on, so hold on.
I was told look into a bright light and it'll come. It'll force a sneeze. A TikToker told me that.
I'm trying. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I believe everything I've seen on TikTok. I get sucked down that rabbit hole with the stupid reels, and yeah, okay. So he used to so similar to what you said, Colin, right? But they used to call it rodeo, and the whole idea was in the middle of the act to whisper something derogatory, and then everybody busts in, and the idea is whoever can hold on the longest, which when I look back I realize just how much more despicable things used to be, and nobody ever talked about because there was no social media.
No.
You found out about this stuff by talking to people either at the water cooler or having a cigarette or at the bar or whatever. Terrible. And yes, you're right, Colin. That's probably the worst part about this, is the humiliation that goes along with it. A guy would probably be humiliated, but it's kind of like we talk about like the teachers when you hear about these teachers sleeping with students, and we've said it's wrong on both ends, but it is judged on a double standard, isn't it? Like. A young guy sleeping with a hot teacher, female teacher, is looked at like a god. Like, yes, look at you. You got that. Oh, my God. And he ain't telling nobody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we look at it, my wife and I deal with it, right? So my wife is significantly older than I am. And, I tell her, I'm like, I don't know why you worry about what people think of it. I'm like, they wouldn't think anything about it if it was reversed. And she's like, no, they wouldn't, because it's okay if an older guy has a younger wife, but if an older woman has a younger guy, then it's not okay. And I mean, she's absolutely
within
right.
the extent of decency, as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying go be a Jerry Lee Lewis where you're my age trying to marry a 16-year-old. Don't go do that.
Or have an Anna Nicole Smith situation, right? But probably not recommended.
That's called disgustingly. That's disgusting and a gold digger, or both. I don't know. She's dead. I feel bad talking about her.
Yes.
But know that if I was that old and had his money, I would be the best sugar daddy to someone ever.
Yeah, at that point, you can just rent them. You don't have to buy them.
But no, listen, you're going to earn that money. You're going to earn that money. I'll be in my freaking wheelchair, barely able to move, and I'll be like, oh, Buffy, it's 6 o'clock. You know what time it is, right? Change my diaper and toss my salad. Oh, you want that Cartier watch, don't you?
So
Daddy hasn't made your car payment yet. I'd be evil. If you're going to spend my money before I die, I would be evil. And I would like to think that that's what that man did too. Now, I almost feel bad sharing these.
No.
We're talking.
No, the largest girl doesn't win anything.
And Teresa wants to know if dinner's paid for. Well,
I don't know.
now, I don't know. I don't know because I have never participated in any of these type of events.
I'm not,
and I never will.
I'm not the Chad or the Rod or Todd type. So,
the Chad is great. The Chad is great.
But anyway, so yeah, I was just like I said, I was just wondering what it was going to be like if the tables were turned. So, and I think it is interesting when we look at these things if the tables were turned. We're not excusing it, we're not endorsing it, we're not doing anything. We're just saying, okay, well, let's see how would and I think that's important to know is how would the guys feel about it if it was reversed, because there's a feeling of being used, and so it's important to realize that could be put back on you at some point.
So I did make the point when we talked about this during the pre-show that at the very least I'm thankful that people are recognizing just how wrong this kind of stuff is now. You didn't have folks talking about if somebody talked bad about something like this back in the day before social media.
They were labeled a narc or a square.
Yeah, you're like, you don't know how to have fun. You're not part of the crew. It's that, you stop getting invited to the parties. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
But now people recognize and people are willing to speak up and say, no, this is, and if you see it happening, you stop.
Yeah. And that is important. I think overall we are becoming a better people. I'm not saying we're there yet, but we're working.
Well, and some things, but okay.
In some things, but not all. And that's all we're going to say. All right. Other than it is time for our double feature movie review, which we do every episode, or try to. We take 2 movies from Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all the other streaming services out there, and we throw them into a random number generator. We pick out 2 of them, and we talk about them on the show to say whether they're worthwhile or not. And in this case, in this episode, we have 2 interesting movies that I think you'll want to know about, what our opinions are. So we have one called The Vault, and then we have another one called Go-Karts, both of which are Netflix. They're Netflix originals, I think. So
no, Go-Karts I don't think was.
Okay, so but they are both currently on Netflix, and I think will probably be around for a while on Netflix. But you should probably check them out while you can if you like what we have to say about them. Which one do we want to do first? Colin, which one first?
I'll start with The Vault.
The Vault first. Colin, your turn. Go.
Just a second. Let me get my notes up.
No, go. Now. Move fast.
Okay, so
faster.
The Vault is it's a caper movie, which, I like caper movies a lot. This one is in Spain and during the middle of soccer. I forget the name of that thing is, but
World Cup.
World Cup, yeah. They got the World Cup going. Guys trying to basically it has half of the plot of he's trying to find Drake's fortune by finding 3 coins that go with a map he has that's going to show them where it is. But just as he finds them out in the middle of the ocean, Spain sweeps in and takes it all. And for some reason, MI6 is involved, and it's very complicated. But in general, it's a weird episode of MacGyver, where MacGyver has just graduated from college. It's played by Freddie Highmore, and the guy who's trying to find is basically the original Jack Dalton, with his new caper of trying to find huge amounts of treasure. He goes and gets his old friend Mac and pulls him into this caper. It's just, I don't know. It's, as much as I love caper movies, this is a terrible caper movie. It's not a terrible movie, but the actual caper, in a nutshell, the entire area where the thing is that they're trying to get is in a vault that's on top of a giant scale. And if it gets too heavy or too light, then the thing closes up and drowns everybody inside. And they come up with the stupidest possible way to keep that from happening. Instead of the absolute obvious one, which anybody who is supposed to be as genius as the Freddie Highmore character is supposed to be, you can go, duh, what if we put a big board underneath it so it can't go down any further? And then the scale won't know it's any heavier. Oh no, instead, let's spray it with liquid nitrogen. Why? Anyway, if you like caper movies, it's worth watching just to have this caper movie. You can check it off on your list of caper movies. I'm not going to give it a meh. It is better than a meh. It's one above a meh. Smirk. There you go.
All right. You want to go next, or you want me to go next, Mike? All right, I'll go. That's fine. So The Vault is, like Colin said, it's a caper movie. I like caper movies. I like, the self-referential caper movie. So the fact that in here, Freddie Highmore says, "I'm sorry, I think you have me confused with Danny Ocean." Oh, bam! Self-referential, love it. All right, they know this is Ocean's 11. Bingo, love that. Something's going to happen. He's got an impossible, thing to solve. He doesn't even know what the problem is, let alone how to solve the problem. He's got to figure that out. It took him a while to find the right tunnel. It was a little easy for them to find the right tunnel, by the way. You would have thought that would have been a little bit harder. But anyway, then they find what the problem is. Then he's got to come up with a solution. And, Dad's the saving grace. And, I mean, it's a pretty... I got to disagree with Colin. I thought it was a pretty good caper movie as far as those go. You got to suspend a little bit of belief for a while and how to deal with these things. My only issue with the movie is Freddie Highmore played the good doctor in this movie. Now, granted, I believe that the good doctor, this came out mid Good Doctor. So Good Doctor started in 2017. This came out in 2021. So it's a character he was used to, Doogie Howser Jr. But still, he's going to get typecast if he's not careful. So he better watch his next movie role to make sure that he is not playing the same role again. Otherwise, he's going to get cast as like the Asperger syndrome kid, right? I mean, that's a true possibility for him. But I like the characters. I liked the way the movie progressed. I'm not going to say anything else about the progression of the movie and how it worked its way through. I will say they set it up for a sequel. I like that. Hopefully that'll happen. And that's I thought it was good. I'm going to go ahead and give this a smile because I thought it was in that realm. It wasn't great, but it was a good movie that I would probably watch again. All right, Mike, you're up.
I gotta know. Either you two have stock in Saban or something. Because it's just like every week we're reviewing one of their films. So I just be.
I did notice that.
Here. This is starting to seem like a backdoor British movie. I'm just saying. This guy gets a job offer from Walter. He spends all this time Googling the vault. Doesn't spend any time Googling Walter to find out if this guy's legit. I got to admit, I'm having a hard time watching Freddie Highmore in this movie and not thinking that he's acting autistic, which Shaggy touched on. So I was sitting there doing because I knew this was going to be the case after watching The Good Doctor, but I'm glad that somebody else caught on to this because he absolutely had that. blank stare looking thing going on there, which he did not have in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He did not have in August Rush. No, he did not have it in, well, he partially had it in Psycho, but he was supposed to, because, or Bates Motel, because, yeah, hello, Psycho. And why does Famke Janssen look like she's been through hell? I mean, the first time she appeared in the movie, I had to do a double take because I didn't think it was her. But then I was looking through, trying to figure out who was what characters and trying to figure out if anybody was actually British and who wasn't, trying to figure out the origins of this movie. And then I realized, oh crap, when she came back later, that's Famke Janssen. What happened? As if this plan wasn't crazy enough. Now they're crossing a chasm using a ladder made of Legos. Probably about as sturdy as Shaggy's ladder. I don't know. Maybe Shaggy's would have been a little more sturdy. I don't know. But Shaggy's wouldn't have fit in a backpack. That's the thing. That is, no. If I would have gotten to that point, I'd been like, listen, I didn't sign up for this. Why is that bridge down? Somebody hack into the system, get that bridge back up, or put a rope, send the chick across, she's light, send her across with a rope, and then I'll do that sliding thing like we did to get over to the dome. I'm not crawling across his ladder. And now freezing the vault. Look, to Colin's point, okay, freezing this thing, that only brought Murtaugh like a second or two before the bomb went off on the toilet. I don't understand how that's going to stop this vault. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why didn't they? And with the amount of liquid nitrogen they had, I don't believe that was enough to actually freeze that. I think they would have had a better chance of filling the vault with helium to lighten it and turning it into a giant balloon. The vault is flooding. Now my question is, who's going to die? Nope, nobody dies. But they've been flushed, a la Men in Black 2. Where does the water go? But wait a second. It went down the chasm that they just used the ladder across, but they don't have the ladder. How did they... At this point, it went off the rails. And I'm just like, as if this wasn't unbelievable enough. So listen, I'm giving it a smirk. Heist movies are not my thing. This one seemed to go a little bit too far down the Indiana Jones rabbit hole with too much trickery and such for my taste. I didn't like it at that point. But it wasn't a terrible movie, so I gave it a smirk.
All right. Okay. Next up. Go-karts. Or go, or whatever you want to call it. Colin.
Go-karts. Yeah, this is a really, really easy movie to describe. It's Karate Kid replaced karate with go-karts, shot in Australia. That's pretty much it. That's all you need to know, because it's the entire plot. I mean, there is no, let's change it slightly just so we can pretend it's not. They do the whole wax on, wax off thing. It's not. I mean, it's not. He's not literally wax on, wax off, but it is wax on, wax off. Okay, they're not even pretending this is not Karate Kid. That being said, I think the cast is great. I like how, unlike a lot of movies we watch, I think everybody was age appropriate. Yeah, they were old enough that they were adults, so they could go on go-karts and maybe be part of the actual driving. Or if they were any younger, they would be legal issues. But if you like Karate Kid, but maybe you're not really that big on karate, but you like driving, here's the movie for you. Watch Go-Karts. It's great. I will say the actual racing parts of it were a little underdone. I think they had budget issues. I believe this was like partial. I think they didn't have that much money for this, so some of the actual racing seemed a bit constrained, and There's a really, really terrible plot point to get them into the final race that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But and for basically those two reasons, this movie is not a Schneikes. But it's just below.
All right.
What?
All right. So, completely agree with Colin. As far as this being Karate Kid on carts, right? So, the moment that the guy broke out the helmet with a stick and a paintbrush on it, you knew where the show was going, right? The first task of wetting down the track, all right, you didn't know where that was headed. But the moment there is a weird contraption to paint the shed, all right, now you know there's sand de floor, all right, and paint the fence. Right? Literally, it was paint the fence, all right. Now, and you didn't even need the coach to tell you why he had him do those exercises, because unlike Daniel LaRusso, an idiot could figure out what those tasks were meant to teach him. All right, so super transparent as to what those things were supposed to do, except for the wetting the track. That one I couldn't quite figure out until he actually spelled it out. All right, but it made sense once he said it. I just think they didn't have anything else to figure out the arms thing, right? So, typical. Now, I will say that part was Karate Kid. All right, the part about rich kid versus poor kid, tough side versus not, that Karate Kid for sure. But they did change a few things. One, they added another sub down on his luck character who needed to be able to stand up to the bad guys. So augmentation there. They also added in a interfamily issue. All right. So that added another layer of complexity there. So they tried to separate themselves away from Karate Kid in places where they could, but understanding that the points of Karate Kid that they needed to do to get the storytelling done, they had to retain. So I understand that. I think if you take the combination of Days of Thunder and Karate Kid, with, I don't know what other show you got to throw in there, but there's a third one in there somewhere. Throw it in a blender, chop it up, throw it on a pizza shell, and throw it in the oven. There you go. Now you got go-karts. Like Colin said, all the actors did a good job. The grumpy coach did a good job. I was pretty happy about it all. So again, like Colin said, it was a good movie. I think it was well acted, well portrayed. I don't know what the budget was, but it seems like they used it well. I could have done with a little bit more racing time, but understood. The MacGuffin of getting them into the finals was a little bit clumsy, I'll admit. 100% were there. I'm going to give this one a smile as well. I will not give it anything higher than that, simply because they did have that big, problem there 3/4 of the way through. But everything else I thought was pretty good for the show. So, all right. Mike.
Hold on. So, Colin, you gave this not a Schneikes, one below a Schneikes. So you gave this an oh my god, what the fuck barbecue.
Oh no, that's one below that.
One below that. Okay,
I think it's the SEG.
SED and Grin.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I want to be clear about this because I'm still kind of in shock, but okay.
All right, then Mike.
Y'all are lucky this is Australian and not British.
Boy,
the mood I'm in, because I watched this one right after Election Day in New Jersey. If this was British, I'd have been shopping for a new monitor because I'd have just been, y'all, Jesus, I'm throwing this. The opening, like everybody else has pointed out, looks like this is going to be Karate Kid meets BMX Bandits meets a movie called Supercross. The house they're moving into in the very beginning I'm just going to tell you right now. That house would be $400,000 sold as is in New Jersey with property taxes of $8,000 a year. And isn't this the actress that was in Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser? He was like the love interest. That movie with Brendan Fraser and the other brunette actress who had somewhat of a career. The kid wants to get the attention of the cop.
Froze. Oh, you're coming back up. You're live again.
I'm back now. Okay. Why not just go talk to the cop instead of the whole driving, breaking the law kind of thing? Dramatic wreck. What happens now? Did he finish in third? Did he cross the line in third? Oh, God, he crossed the line in fourth. Wait a minute. Oh, God. Now he's not going to make it. What happens now? He's going to turn into an a-hole, sore loser, of course, and piss off everybody. Yeah. So now we're Karate Kid part 3? We're Terry Silver? Yeah, part 3. Okay, so he beat his dad in the video game, and now the memory is gone. So it's kind of like when the answering machine loses power and you lose that final message from someone special. Now, at that point, I actually felt sad for the kid. I really did. MacGuffin, red matter. They got disqualified. Of course, he wins everything, and everything winds up being bright and shiny. Look, despite being very unrealistic as far as the actual karting is concerned, remember, I'm the race fan here. I watch NASCAR, and karting is actually like AAA to NASCAR racing. I'm going to give this a meh. Because if you're looking for an after-school special type movie about racing, this is it. Otherwise, pass. Unless you just want something in the background to as background noise while you're doing something, and you don't want to pay attention to it. I mean,
All right. I'm going to ask you a question here, Mike.
Go ahead.
You got 2 movies to choose from. Six Pack or this?
Six Pack.
Okay.
There is no question about that one. Six Pack.
I'm just asking.
Brewster Baker? Of course. Is that available streaming? Because, damn it, I will pull a veto and say, look, we're watching Red Notice and Six Pack next week. Seriously.
I have it.
No, but you know the rules. Yeah. It's got to be available.
Yeah, I know the rules. I don't think it's available anywhere. For those that don't know, we're talking about a 1982 comedy starring none other than Kenny Rogers and Anthony Michael Hall.
Diane Lane.
Anthony Michael Hall. Buddy Baker. That's all the names that I know. Tom Abernathy. Somebody knows that name. Roy Tatum. Chuck Woolery is in it.
So that's right, Chuck Woolery. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Aaron Gray is in it.
Yep.
I mean, this is...
Yeah, I don't think it's available anywhere for streaming.
If it was, okay.
Oh, wait, is it available on YouTube? Somebody has it available on YouTube. How is it available?
It's available on YouTube.
80s, 90s movies. Is it?
I found it on YouTube as well.
It's probably like
it's
running fast and.
No, I don't think it is. It's standard def. It's I Heart the 80s.
It sounds like it's running fast.
What is it? Okay. I didn't play the... So, weird. All right. Well, we'll have to...
Nope, I found it on YouTube. And it's not playing fast.
Okay.
Here
all right. we'll
Shaggy,
have
I
to-
need you to verify this for me. Colin, I need you guys to give me a second and third opinion, because I'm not going to subject you to crap.
Well,
we don't care. We're not going to watch whatever it is on YouTube. I'm just saying,
But
does it really meet our rules? If we can find anything we want on YouTube somewhere, then
just listen to it and tell me.
here.
Jump to like a minute 24 when there's when the theme music.
Okay, minute. How does that sound? Sound good?
it's not running as fast as the first one was. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's available on YouTube.
All right, we can make it. We can do it. I haven't seen it in years. Colin, have you ever watched Six Pack?
I have no idea. Okay. I probably have, but
I can tell you, your parents will love it. It is almost family friendly. So yeah, so we can put that out there. Okay, so the two movies are Red Notice and Six Pack. We don't even have to run the random number generator. Red Notice.
We don't even have to delete anything off of our sheet either.
Our list, yeah. So Red Notice is available on Netflix for those that are interested, and evidently you can find Six Pack on YouTube. So that really wraps it up for this show, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in and playing along with our home game. Don't forget that we only grow the show by you telling people about it. So don't forget to tell folks to subscribe on social media at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, wherever you think we might be. We probably are there. Also, Mike is extremely excited about something. I
was, but until I read that it's sold out already. Reese's debuted a 3.25 pound Reese cup, 9-inch Reese cup for Thanksgiving.
So it's a pie.
They only made 3,000 of them, and they sold out in under 2 minutes. That's worse than a bag of crap.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's right. 2 weeks puts us at November 29th. We'll be back on the air 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central. That's 7
we'll
to
have
9
Thanksgiving
Eastern.
stories.
Yes, we will have Thanksgiving stories. And who knows? Maybe I'll break a leg by then. You just never know what might befall your favorite hosts. Broken bones and fun trips to the emergency room. But we do want to thank everybody for tuning in, signing up for the podcast. PTRradio.com has all the information on how you can sign up and never miss an episode. We have done a lot of catching up, so if you did miss the last few episodes, you can go to the podcast and you can get those downloaded. A lot of people have been downloading those, so we do appreciate it. All right. Also, for those that are curious, you can talk to your voice assistant now and listen to PTR Radio. Just say, hey, voice assistant, play me PTR Radio, probably totally random, and it'll kick off the most recent episode for you. That's a new thing we've just done. And also, because we're not playing any more copyrighted music or anything like that, films are fine, you can now find us on Spotify. That's right. Load up Spotify, go to your podcast section, and look for PTR Radio in Spotify, and you should be able to find us there. So many ways that you can subscribe to the show and show that your support. So with that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.